Oh God. Our cold open game used to be so good, but now we start the show and it's like unless unless there's like an anecdote that we start with uh I was and, like it's just nothing. Like we just lose it. We just lose it a little bit. Joe, you look so put together in your little collared shirt.
I know. I have to like
You
purposely like kind of not hunch over, but like sit down in my chair because there's a little spot right there. You can see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. I would never have noticed if you didn't
No.
point it out.
No.
Come on,
I
dude.
noticed, and that's all that matters.
Relax. I
All that
mean,
matters. It's how you feel about yourself. That's all that matters in life.
oh,
And I feel awful about
yeah.
myself. Oh.
Oh, see, that's what we didn't want to hear.
And that is
That's what we
recorded for the
didn't
whole
need.
world to hear. I got my Bristol. I got my Bristol hat on though. Look at that.
The Bristol hat.
Look at that. That's a good hat. I like this hat.
Is he wearing glasses in that?
He is. He's a little. He's a little mountain dog.
He's a
Little
nerd.
mountain bro.
Nerd. Bristol's a nerd. Nerd. Nerd Bristol. Geek.
Geek. Dummy.
No, not dummy. Yeah.
Idiot.
I was just, you know what? Whatever. Whatever, because I'm having a good week.
Good.
All
right, I'm glad.
not trying to rub it in or anything, but
No,
I'm
no,
having
I'm not. I'm not
having
like.
a good
I'm
week.
not mad or anything. That
Nothing.
you're having a good week. What?
How about this? Well, since this is basically our like mock cold open, I'll just continue it. Joe, do you enjoy hate watches? Do you love a good hate watch?
Not in particular. Like, what do you mean by hate? Like sports team? I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you were
specifically.
watching some footy earlier this week.
Today.
Yeah. I mean, not in particular. I don't know.
Like what? Like this is gonna. My football ignorance is going to shine
I'm
through.
just.
Oh
I'm
no,
just
I don't
trying,
need to. I don't,
yeah, I'm trying to think.
like when you like when Ohio
I know.
State.
Yeah. No,
when they
I'm thinking
lose.
about. I mean, I feel good when they lose, but it's not like I'm like. If
But has there ever been a game that was like hyped up, like all this, yada yada, this that the other
And then they
thing,
get
and like
their,
you
like-
tune in, they get destroyed? Isn't
I mean,
that
it's-
just like
it's
the best feeling?
happened, but like, I don't know. Normally, I'm just like, oh, haha, funny, and then.
Oh no, I think it's phenomenal. Maybe I'm just
I mean,
maybe
it's
I'm just a
good.
bigger hater.
I mean, no one is a bigger hater than me for the state of Ohio. But
I knew that'd get you going.
or at least the university that's in Columbus. But
right. Not by name, of course.
of course,
I get that though. I get that.
but
That's awesome.
I mean, yeah, I guess, do I enjoy a good hate watch? I mean, I usually watch like all of their games though. Like if they're not playing, you know what I mean? If they're, and that's, I mean, if they're playing like, again, you won't understand the reference, but if they're playing like Rutgers, do I really watch? No. But if they're playing like Oregon or
If it's a matchup.
if it's something where like, oh, you should be excited because these are two top 25 teams in the country. Like,
Right. No, I know what you
mean.
mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Or even if it's
I know
like
enough.
a team that I think is good and maybe everyone else is sleeping on, and then they get blown out. So it's like,
Well,
But I do
You take what
really
you can
enjoy
get.
when we beat them. So
Well,
like,
yeah. I mean,
like we
that's
beat
that's
them-
both a
we beat them in baseball
love and a hate watch.
23-1 this weekend.
Oh my god.
They are 3-20 in conference play.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Crazy scenes down there. The game was in Ohio too, so that was yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm sure our player's bus got graffitied or something.
I'm saving mine for Road to Pro.
Good.
So
Good.
we can move on to what's going to end up being my bomb and split and talking about the Texas races this weekend.
Well, folks, before we get into that, make sure you click the like button and subscribe. Doing so
Do
helps
that.
support the
Gots
Fake
to.
Racers podcast. Want to send our well wishes to Matt, who is not here this week.
Yeah, we're matless, by the way.
We
You
are
couldn't tell.
Mattless. We are Mattless. Matlock.
Matlock. Yeah, we're Matlock now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a 70-year-old's going to turn us on.
Do you wanna say the line, Davey? Do you wanna say the line?
I do. Because I said it. And all I have to say is all of that for a Joey Logano win. Couldn't be more appropriate.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more appropriate. It was the most appropriate Joey Logano. As soon as I saw him up there, I was like, okay, well, this is what we're dealing with now. He's gonna fall backwards into another one.
Yeah. Shout out Ryan Blaney on the late race restart, not taking the front row.
Yeah.
And shout out Michael McDowell for getting the lead and then overdriving the car.
Michael McDowell. Okay, we're jumping right into it, right? Michael McDowell. So that little backstretch thing that happened, like the whole backstretch move,
Crazy.
like the block down to the...
Crazy.
It was crazy.
Loved it.
I loved it too. Here's what I didn't love. There's a part of that I really didn't love. He let him back in. If you're going to go through the trouble, especially with Joey Logano, if you're going to go through the trouble to block him down to the inside wall at Texas Motor Speedway on the backstretch, keep him down there. What do we? You just let him by. Like, what are we talking about?
I think it just proves that Joey Logano is more of a psychopath than Michael McDowell.
Which is saying a lot, considering what Michael McDowell does in these races.
You can't tell me that Joey Logano wouldn't have just sent it down into the corner.
He probably would have.
And took them both out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but also, I mean, Michael McDowell ended up doing that to himself anyway, which is kind of like the genesis of my point. Like, he's always like I have to win. Like, if I don't win, like, I might as well just bring back the steering wheel. Like, he's talks that kind of game, which I hate, but it is like what he does, and he's been consistent with it. And so, in that moment, yeah, Joey Logano's probably going to send it. He's probably going to wreck both of you. Yeah, he's probably going to wreck both of you. But if you move back up the track, you're not gaining anything. Like, nothing is gained there. If you're just going to continue racing hard and going absolutely ballistic, crazy, heat-seeking missile to everyone else's cars in the wall anyway, you might as well just keep them down there and keep them pinned and make them work for it. You know what I mean? You just lay it over.
Yeah.
Drove me nuts. Go through all that trouble.
Was a little silly, wasn't it?
Yeah, just, if you're just going to do that, just let them pass you like normal. Why go through the trouble?
Yeah. Big shout out to Ross Chastain, too, for not sending it into turn 1 on that last restart. I was really hoping he would do that.
I really wanted him to. Rick Hendrick has his palm gripped firmly around his balls, and I hate it.
I can't wait for Trackhouse to beat the Dodge team.
Trackhouse is going to be the damn Dodge team.
I hope so. It better be.
It really is, and that's crazy.
They gotta be.
But
please.
And they gotta be. I mean, I know we'll save this for another time. This is another time. But anyway.
No, another time.
All that for
right
Joey
now.
Logano win. No,
right now is another
that's
time.
from the shop discussion, Joe.
Oh, okay. Is Texas just getting better, though? I mean, I know a lot of cautions, restarts obviously skew everything, but it felt like, the leader was still the leader.
Mm-hmm.
But
to me, it felt... honestly, this felt a little bit worse than last season, where I felt last season was a pretty big improvement in general for Texas Motor Speedway as far as the racing goes. It felt like the racing suffered a little bit this year, but we still got that kind of unpredictability with how hard the track is to drive, which I enjoy that. I know it causes a lot of cautions and yellows, and people get upset about that, like, oh, these guys, this is a joke. But, I mean, we watch these guys...
Life's a joke.
Life's a joke, and fans complain about the slot car racing, quote unquote, almost every other racetrack that this car goes to. So the fact that we have a track that actually is pretty hard, even if if it causes some yellows,
right? You're putting the teams in a box, right? The box. They have to have the car down on the stops, right? They have to. That's the only way to make it go fast. They have to.
Because there's that bump there, and then they spin out. Well, what are they going to do? They can't raise the car, surely.
Surely
they can't raise the car to not... bounce over those bumps and spin out. Surely they can't do that.
NASCAR's
Why
forcing them
would
to
they
do
be
it.
able to do that? NASCAR said, put the car down on the ground, spin out on the bump. It's the rules.
Yep.
And then every team's just like, okay. And then they're like, NASCAR, why would you do this to us? And then NASCAR's like, yep, I made you do that. That's actually how the drivers' meeting went.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, we're bullshitting because that's something I didn't even really think about, Joe, was that like everyone talked about this bump, and every single
I mean, they're
one, like
not
you can
wrong,
just,
like because
they're not,
the way
they're
to
not,
make
yeah.
speed with this car is what they're doing, but the whole this car sucks and NASCAR makes us do this. It's like, well, then tell NASCAR to change the rules. I'm sure they would much rather you guys have to raise the cars off the ground a little bit as like a minimum ride height rule.
Well, that's exactly, and you bring up that point, and that's exactly why they don't ask NASCAR to do that. Because they know that if they can keep finding ways to get it closer to the ground.
The money. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. If they know if there's ways to keep doing that, they're going to keep doing that. And if they ask them to not do that so that they don't wreck at tracks where doing that is a problem, you know.
Well, it's only a problem if you hit the bump, too. So, just don't hit the bump.
But they're in a box, Joe. They all have to go to Texas. It's hard.
I mean, I feel bad for them. They have to go to Texas. But...
That's fair. I don't want to go to Dallas-Fort Worth.
At least there's a Buc-ee's by the racetrack, so that's cool, I guess.
That's good.
I don't know.
Yeah. What's going on over there?
I don't know. The door got closed. Kyle Larson wins Saturday.
Ugh.
Crazy, I know. Kyle Larson wins the Xfinity race. Justin Allgaier, Chris Wright, what are you doing? Twice.
I understand people kind of have this thing with Justin Allgaier where they like to give him a lot of crap, and Justin Allgaier does make some pretty bad decisions sometimes. I don't feel like that was one of them.
No.
Like,
I mean, I know you agree. They shouldn't have left him out there for as long as they did, but I mean, that's just beating a dead horse at this point, because that's just what they do.
Yeah, no. Justin Allgaier didn't do anything wrong. Chris Wright is just a weapon who somehow also like hasn't been is getting actively worse. I feel like he's made more mistakes this year than like he has in all of his other horrendous attempts at racing a full season of racing. Like there's the Daytona thing, there was this, there's been multiple Chris Wright wrecks that have all been his fault just about. Like I don't know what's going on. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Is he ever gonna get better, Joe?
I don't think so. I mean, you'd hope. I mean, Cody Ware got better.
Yeah. Then he kind of got worse again, right? Like.
Yeah, but now he's better.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Cody Ware was ever this like terrible driver either, but like terrible, like Chris Wright terrible. Like,
no, I know what you mean. I
gotta put that out there. Like Catherine Legg on an oval terrible, but.
Oh, it's tough.
Oval next gen. I should put the qualifier.
Oval next gen is an important distinction.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah. Anyhoomst.
Yeah. So Larson wins, filling in for your guy, Connor Zilic. Not surprising.
Zillman. Bummer.
Good thing Xfinity has 2 weeks off.
I was gonna say I don't know if we were able to touch on this because I think it was announced after we did the show, but Connor Zilic out this past weekend with the back injury that he sustained at Talladega.
Hoping this doesn't derail his career.
Stop, because I genuinely had like a mini heart attack.
It's a real thing, though. Like
I know. I agree. I didn't. It feels like such an awful thing to put out into the world, like an awful thing to speak into existence, but I did think about it briefly when I read the news. I was like, oh jeez, like this.
No, I mean, you're not.
This poor kid's got his life ahead of him. Like,
yeah, and I mean, it's an unfortunate
what if it
reality,
doesn't heal,
right?
Know? Yeah. Yeah, nah, that's stressful, and I'm.
But then again, some drivers breaks things and they get better. Like Denny Hamlin broke his back in 2013, and I mean, he's doing okay for himself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it.
Hasn't won a
I think
championship yet, but
I think that's an exception, not the. Let's just had to get one
I mean,
in for fun. I love
I
that.
feel like
That's
Alex
awesome.
Bowman's been pretty good. I mean,
Alex Bowman has
he
gotten better,
hasn't
but
dropped off. But then you look at Chase
he
Elliott,
suffered
who
for a
is
while.
yes, he did.
He suffered for a
But
while, being a little bit slower.
if there is a time to suffer for Connor Zilic, it is right now when Trackhouse already seems to have a logjam in the Cup Series. Feels like, so, if it takes him an extra year, I don't think Daniel Suarez and SVG are going to be all that upset.
Yeah, good point.
I don't think they're going to be too upset about
That's
that.
a good point. That's a good point. But I share your worry. Like, I really hope that this is the kind of thing that does heal effectively to where he doesn't spend a whole lot of time
Yeah.
struggling with the feeling of the car,
Yep.
like I feel like Alex Bowman did, and does kind of come back to form a bit like Denny.
Yep. And he'll be running the Coke 600, so that's a nice short little race.
I do hope. Oh, God, jeez, yeah. I was gonna say I hope he's back for the 600, but now I don't know, dude. Yeah, whatever. Just hope he's okay, because can't be fun sitting
You
out.
gotta watch
He got his way.
race against Jimmy Johnson, right? Or is Jimmy not running the 600 this year?
I don't know if he's running the 600 this year.
I feel like it's stupid to just run 2 or 3 next gen races with the way this car is, but
especially when
you're not racing every week.
Especially when most of your career was in the past. Like, I feel like Connor Zilic running 2-3 next gen races a year isn't that bad.
That wasn't what my point was. My point was
but like
Jimmy.
Jimmy Johnson, even if Martin Truex came back for another race that wasn't Daytona, like, doesn't make sense. It's just going to be harder and harder.
Yeah, but Truex at least has experience driving the car full time. Same with Kevin Harvick came back for a race or two. I mean, obviously we'll have lost a step.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I really need him. I really need Jimmy to I need to get Jimmy get an Xfinity car, like, so bad. Because he'd probably do pretty alright in that,
I mean, you would hope.
You would hope.
You would hope. Corey Heim won the truck race. So,
which was the first race since whenever last season. The first race since like sometime last season that we've had some overtimes in the truck series. The first real SHIT show, if you will.
Shout out
in the truck series in a while.
Shout out Texas, just
ruining everything, just destroying the fields in every series.
Hope all of our
so
race
much
car
money
builder
lost.
people out there. Hope you had fun. Hope you had fun this week.
Friend of the show who works at Spire sent him holding like a really big handle of liquor after the race because of the Michael McDowell thing. So, yeah, I feel like that sentiment is shared across many of the race teams. Well, hey,
But he qualified on pole.
They were fast.
And had the fastest lap. They've been fast at mile and a half all year.
Cousin Hocevar had a stupid. He had a stupid on Sunday.
Of course.
Well, I mean, that's not really narrowing it down, I guess. Yeah.
Ride the Dente.
Yeah, he rode that Dente straight up to the damn fence.
Into Ryan Preece.
Into Ryan Preece, which is why I remember it, obviously, but still. It's just funny that it's happened twice.
I was having flashbacks to when Ryan Preece was like bitching about Hocevar at Charlotte. I was like,
I was there.
I made a video about that.
I was there for that. I listened to that interview live. I had to listen to friends of the show say, "Oh yeah, I don't know. That's weird. That's weird. Like, why do you say that?" And
I was one of them.
And then I had to watch Ryan Preece be right about him up to today.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like hindsight's 30/30, right?
But it wasn't hindsight. He said it back then.
Let's go ahead and go from the shop. Clang, clang, clang. Homestead was officially announced as the 2026 season finale. NASCAR has also made it clear that the championship finale will be on a rotating schedule. Phoenix will be involved in that rotation. The
Homestead, baby.
will also be, Ben Kennedy said today that the Clash will be in the US of A for 2026.
Probably Bowman Gray again, I would assume.
I would assume. I mean, I kind of hope
I would
not.
assume.
I want them to move it around. I want them to move it around in different short tracks.
I get that.
But
I understand.
I mean, yeah,
also
Bowman Gray because
staying at Bowman Gray at another.
NASCAR is the promoter there, so like more money in their pocket, right? So
yeah,
because they need it, obviously. I mean, they got this lawsuit, right? So
yeah. So they didn't announce the full rotation of finale races, did they? They just said like, oh,
no,
Homestead's being added, and
then Phoenix is. I don't know if they said Phoenix would be in the rotation, but it's been assumed.
They probably will.
The other track that is being assumed in that rotation is Vegas.
Yep, Vegas.
So,
Nashville?
I don't know if they'll do two SMI tracks.
Damn it! It's a good point. I hate that. Okay, never mind.
But yeah, I mean Nashville would be a good.
Nashville would be good.
It might be a thing too, where they're like SMI, you get one of these, and SMI maybe rotates it.
Yeah.
NASCAR's just gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna rotate our dates between Homestead and Phoenix.
Yo, how do you feel about being back at Homestead for next year's finale?
I mean, good, but for everyone that's like, oh, Phoenix sucks, it's blah blah blah, guaranteed Harvick was gonna win all the championships. Like, we didn't have a repeat champion. Until Joey Logano did it last year.
Mm.
So, and I feel like
Which
that's
is worse.
more of a. Well, I mean, I feel like that's more a symptom of this car, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
hear you. I think my gripe with Phoenix was that it was always a bit of a stinker.
Well, yeah.
It was never really all that good.
Yeah.
And,
what was the quote from Jamie McMurray? Phoenix hasn't had a good race since the 80s or something. And we had the race this past spring that was pretty good, but it was only because of option tires.
Option tires, you're right. Yeah, no, those did kind of help.
And then everyone's like, oh, well, the soft tire should just be the tire. And I'm sitting there like, no, because then everyone will have the soft tire.
You don't understand what's happening here. People, Joe, why are we the only ones that know? Well, Matt included, obviously, but why are we the only ones that know wheel? Like, what's wrong with the world?
The fact that we don't have more people watching this show makes me sad.
Well, you can tell they're not watching the show because they're still putting out idiotic takes like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a combination of things, right? Everything's a complex equation in life, in general.
The engineers coming out.
Right?
We're recording a little bit earlier, so I think he's still like got work mode on.
Well, no, I only got home from work like an hour ago, so
exactly.
Which was late for me today, which is my Bob Split moment of the
week. Well, just sneak peek. We'll get there. They also announced that they're. I don't know if they announced it necessarily, but they did say that they are open and looking at like changes to the postseason format.
Yeah, but
I thought was interesting. They wouldn't say that. They wouldn't say that if they. No, I know you're like, I'll believe it when I see it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I 100% get it. But they wouldn't say that. They wouldn't just say that.
You're not wrong. What they really should do is if they do want to try something with the format, try it in the truck series first. The truck series schedule is such a cluster of just random months off here and there, right? The only thing it's better than is the IndyCar schedule. So, that's not saying much. But
no, that got like such a legitimate. Like,
I know.
Gut laugh.
I know. At least this year we know when the season started that IndyCar is ending their season at the Nashville Superspeedway, and that won't get announced in like the middle of the summer. And we'll try to like make it sound like we're gonna still run a Music City GP.
Man.
But
that was tough. That was tough.
Yeah. But no, I mean you try it in something like the Truck Series and kind of see how it plays out. I think. I mean that's what they did in the past with like the caution clock, which. Failed experiment, but not really. I don't know. I'd almost want to see like the truck series, especially not have stage cautions, just as a general rule because the races are so short. Yeah.
You can even keep the stages and get rid of the yellows, which I know has been suggested 1 billion times, but
it makes the racing more boring, Davey, because you don't have a caution to bunch the field back up, and we all bitched about the road courses, how the stage racing, the stage cautions ruined the road courses, and then once NASCAR got rid of the stage cautions on the road courses, we bitched all year about there not being any cautions on the road courses.
Yo, I need this energy all the time.
It was just a symptom of the race car.
100%. I'm with you.
So
I'm all in on it. Especially the truck series. Like you said, truck series are short. If you want to game for Xfinity, I don't think you need them for Xfinity either.
No.
But whatever.
You don't need them for either. I mean, the Cup series, it's fine just for the fact that, like, you at least get a pit stop in, like, stages 1 and 2. Even if it is, like, one of these stupid, we're going to put 2 tires and a gallon of fuel in the car to make it to the end of the stage, you know?
Yeah.
Dumb.
And like low key,
NASCAR put them in a box, Davey. NASCAR put them in a box.
It's the box, guys.
It's the box.
Low key. God, my camera's so off center. I'm so sorry.
Maybe if we go to 750 horsepower, we'll have
everything's gonna be better.
Yeah, exactly. That's all we need. More horsepower. That's the answer.
Are you ready for us to get 750 horsepower and the racing be terrible? Are you ready?
Yeah, because then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, we'll give us 900 horsepower," and then guess what? The racing will still be bad.
Man,
it's almost like we've tried this before.
It's almost like we have a few flaws we have to work out, and I'm a next gen truther, and we have flaws.
It's almost like the underbody of the car is the problem, and there's an easy solution to the problem.
Screw it, ride height rules. Jag them up.
But NASCAR doesn't want to place the ride height.
Maybe it's time to.
Maybe NASCAR should do something about these race cars and change the rules every year, so that way there actually has to be innovation in the off season instead of us just running the same shit every single year.
And this is something that came up because there was some discourse about Texas, obviously, and I was hoping we'd be able to touch on it a little bit today.
It wasn't even that bad.
It wasn't even that bad, but I do understand people that say that they have like the teams have figured out the car and the racing is getting a little bit worse because of it.
But to the same point, the Xfinity car has been virtually the same for 10 years, or no, 13 years now. No, 15 years?
Oh my god, holy crap, I think you're right. What the hell?
Now the composite bodies and stuff are newer, right? But still, cars are virtually the same, and some years teams hit it, some years teams don't.
Well, and see, I think you are bringing up a good point, and I agree with that. That's my main point, is like every series has their swings and roundabouts as far as entertainment, who's fast, yada yada, this, that, the other thing. All the aspects of a season kind of change over time, obviously. And the Xfinity series has gone, like, the Xfinity series went through a period through the 2010s up into the early 2020s where it was just kind of there. It was never necessarily the best series. It was never necessarily the worst series, but, like, it was just there. And, like, the last several years, the series kind of, like, surged in popularity, and the races got very, very, very good, and everyone loved it. And it seems like this season we're kind of going back to, like, a more normal, tame Xfinity series season. And I just, not that I have a point on that, it's just that I feel like it's proof that while the next gen is, like, you know, there's problems with the next gen, people are figuring it out, which means that we're kind of entering a new phase that might last a little bit. And I'm scared of making a crap ton of changes because of one season where the races aren't as good. Which kind of is, in my opinion, what led us to NA18D and all that nonsense.
But the car sucks, Davey. The car is awful. The teams have been put in a box. They have to buy this $300,000 car from a single source supplier.
I have another thing. I always have to go to bat for Denny Hamlin because I'm always against two Denny Hamlin haters.
Supplier.
But here's what I'm saying. Because I only have one Denny Hamlin hater in here right now, I'm willing to not go to bat for Denny Hamlin at this point because him, there's others too. There's plenty of others. Trust me, there's so many. But he has always been the main proponent of going on his dumbass little show on Monday morning after a bad next gen race, sitting on that damn chair or his booth or whatever, and saying, the cars are too close together. I mean, you can't, because the cars are too close. You can't pass. The cars are too close together. And now we have this season where it does feel like teams are figuring this car out. Some teams are ahead of others. We have teams that are clearly doing much better than some other teams. And the racing has been worse because of it. And that's just a side effect of it. That's fine. We can have bad races. But I just want, like, to the 10 people or 15 people that might view this, and if you're here listening right now, I need you to understand that these drivers and these fucking crew chiefs do not have your best interests in mind. When they say that bullshit about the cars too close, that is them trying to work their monetary advantage onto the racetrack. That is all that is. Do not listen to them. Do not parrot that. I see race fans start to parrot it. It pisses me off. Stop. Don't do it.
The cars are too close together. If the cars are the same, how can anyone pass? If the cars are all the same...
Pass them! Just pass! The cars being the same isn't what makes it hard to pass. Like, that's not real. Like, they're saying that, and it sounds nice, because it's like, oh yeah, the cars are all the same, so now everyone just has to run all together. That's... what... You want to know what they want? Here's what they want. This is what they're saying. Because they're not telling you what they're saying. They are, but you're not listening. You're not hearing it. What they're saying is, I want my car to be better than everyone else's, so that I can pass them because my car is better. If they put it like that, you wouldn't be so quick to agree with them. But that is what they're saying. Sorry, I had a bit of a moment.
Complex equations. Do you want the race car driver to be the difference, or the engineers to be the difference? Whose name do you know? The engineers, or the race car drivers, or the pit crews? Because right now it's just the pit crews and the drivers, a little bit, but the drivers are just bitching. So,
God,
it's almost as if, like, the teams are like, hey, these drivers are kind of annoying. Let's start highlighting the pit crews, and maybe we'll have this franchise model where we sign these crew guys to multi-year contracts, and maybe we'll have a team portal where we could trade these pit crew guys, and maybe we'll have a development roster. And maybe the drivers just won't be as important anymore. And when the drivers aren't important, nobody's a great race car driver. And if nobody's a great race car driver, everybody's great.
wow.
If everyone's super, nobody is. TNT announced their their broadcast lineup. Dale Jr., Adam Alexander,
we're on it today, dude.
Steve Letarte are in the booth. Pit reporters are Matt Yoakum, or not Matt Yoakum.
Nope,
Marty Smith.
Snyder.
Marty Smith. Oh man, Marty Snyder.
Yeah, here, I got you, Joe. The pit reporters are Marty
doing it from
Smith. No,
memory.
I'm just kidding. Marty Snyder, Daniel
wish.
Trotta, and Alan Cavana. Yeah, no, I'm with you. The pre and post race shows are going to have Shannon Spake, Jamie McMurray, and Parker Kligerman. We've seen how well that dynamic works.
And that will be probably done from NASCAR's video production center in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm. They also announced. They also announced. Is that the right word for this? The NASCAR In-Season Challenge Altcast.
Yes,
with Larry Mack and Jeff Burton.
That's gonna be sick. I'm so excited for that.
It's gonna be awesome. Are you kidding me? I know Jeff Burton gets crap because he kind of yaps, but but
Larry
McReynolds yaps too, and I like when he yaps.
I was gonna say this is the thing to be like yapping on is this altcast.
Right.
What it's gonna be, especially for like the final race of their coverage, it's just gonna be covering the tournament itself, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna utilize a lot. I'm assuming a lot of the cameras that have been on Max, if you have a subscription to that.
Oh man, I'm excited for that. I didn't see that in the original.
And hyper analyzing those bracket matchups.
That's kind of sick. I can't lie.
So, can't wait for Denny Hamlin to take credit for that tournament idea that like probably 20 other people have had throughout the years, and he was probably just parroting. But whatever.
Hey,
Denny's
You
great.
know what?
Denny's great.
I, I just dismantled him entirely just now, so I'll give him credit for that for this one
I
little
mean,
for today.
He's an Ohio fan for some
He
fucking reason.
did.
So
He did do that,
yeah,
and I thought of you quite immediately.
yeah. I was like, I'm kind of starting to like this Denny Hamlin guy. And then yeah, he went and did that. So I can't wait for him to show up to MIS wearing OSU stuff, and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, well, we own you, bitch. So
Oh my god, this has been a fantastic show. This has been so fun.
is Matt actually like the leveling like can or something? Like, is he what keeps us on track?
I think
People are
what
asking.
happens. People have asked. I'm hearing that right now. I think what happens.
Playing with an Etch-a-Sketch, by the way.
Yeah, I was looking at Discord. And somehow, by the way, still putting on a good show. I think Matt, like, he offers like a different kind of insight than the rest of us, because I feel like, I don't know, he's a little bit older than us, so he has like a little bit more
you really
of that.
just did an age thing. Poor
Well,
Matthew.
I'm just saying.
You're the
I'm
only
just
one
saying,
here that's
like, he's
married, old man.
It's true. Maybe he's not even necessarily that he's older than us, but he, like, I know that he has a much greater appreciation for like the history of the motorsports that we talk about, and so he kind of has like a slightly different outlook on things that keeps us thinking. But Joe, I don't want to say we're alike because I feel like that's a disservice to you, but like we kind of have similar opinions on things. Like we can kind of see the like the what's the phrase, the forest from the trees or whatever.
Yeah.
A little bit, and we both kind of come to the same conclusions a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just kind of like create this little like chamber where we just spin up in anger, and we both spin each other up in anger, and we're both angry, not like at each other or at anything, but we just kind of like have this vitriol that we do.
I'm not allowed to be
and I
angry
really rock
at you.
with it. I don't know what that means.
You don't let me be angry with you.
What does that mean?
You get like offended if I get angry with you.
No, I just get angry back. I feel like that's fair.
I don't know. When I'm right and you're wrong, I mean, I don't think it's fair.
Well, it doesn't happen very often, so it's all good.
Anyways,
Joe, get off the Etch-a-Sketch.
I'm just drawing lines too. It's great.
Get off the Etch-a-Sketch.
ADHD go brr.
I'm gonna DM your roommate and tell him to take it out of your hands.
Yeah, you figure out who my roommate is.
I'm gonna make you bleep something in a second. Go ahead, give me your bottom split while I find them.
It was being late to work today. All right, or not late to work. Late leaving work. Very different. Very different. Yeah, there's the DJ. Yep. Go check him out. That's my roommate right there.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's his DJ account, though.
You want me to? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I can find this real one.
No, it's all good. We're good. We're good.
Oh.
We're good.
Okay. Oh, we're good? Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Davey.
Just making sure. My bottom split moment of the week. Oh boy. What is my bottom split moment of the week? I ran my last the Tuesday Next Gen League that I was doing. That was not like my first like non-USRL like league racing in like 5 years. Did the finale last night, and I wrecked out of it with 16 to go. So wasn't a big fan of that. That was a bummer. Bottom split moment right there. Joe, you got a road to pro?
My road to pro moment goes out. Road to pro moment goes out to my roommate. It was his birthday last week. Happy 25th.
Hey, happy birthday! Should I DM him happy birthday?
You could. I don't care.
I won't do that.
Obviously. You do you, boo.
I'm not a butthole. Sometimes. Most time. What was that face?
What's your road to pro moment?
My road to pro moment is last week. So, European competition soccer. It's kind of like the in-season tournament, but it's a separate tournament. If you don't know what I'm talking about here.
Buddy.
Europa League. We're in the semifinal. The first leg is over. We won 3-1 against a Norwegian team. We're away to them tomorrow. Thursday, and if we win, we're in a European Cup final. And to stack onto that, today Arsenal lost 2-1, which confirmed them crashing out of the Champions League. And yeah, we've made it to more European finals in the last 5 years than they have like ever.
How many cups though?
We have more European trophies. They have none. They have no European trophies. We have 2.
Said trophy, not a cup.
Shut up! Boo! 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 I have a picture of the last one we won. It was this tournament as well. I got it when we went to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, if you will. So on the tour, by the way, just a little tidbit that I didn't get to do last week. They took us to the locker rooms, obviously, but they took us to the NFL locker rooms as well, which were huge.
Of course,
they were massive because
like
obviously a lot of players.
Teams,
yeah, but it was huge. I mean, like genuinely, it was. I'm
surprised they have a separate locker room.
They do, because the soccer squad is significantly smaller.
I figured they were just gonna make them cram into there,
No. No, it was a separate room, and it was absolutely, positively massive, and it still had Jacksonville Jaguars like wrap and stuff on the wall, and I was like, oh great, cool, awesome.
Well, because the Jags always go over there.
Yeah, because they suck.
Oh yeah, because y'all don't actually go to their games at the bank.
Damn Skippy, I don't go to the bank.
So
hey, but they're putting in a brand new stadium, so no one can go sit in it.
I know, isn't that great?
Sure is.
I think they're gonna go play in Orlando.
No, they're gonna go to London again.
Well, they're going to go to London for 2 games.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
For the rest of their life.
Anyways.
Football, man. I don't know.
That's Fake Racer Podcast, folks.
Fake Racer Podcast, folks.
I think
you know what you got going on? Anything fun going on?
No, not
what
really.
Yeah? No crazy night out this weekend? With your roommate, who I'm now friends with?
No, I don't think so.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Same.
Married life treating you well?
Married life treating me great. Probably going to go hang out with my mom.
Nice.
And Lauren's mom.
Nice.
For that matter.
It's
Mother's Day, Joe. Don't forget.
I never forget.
I don't know. Seemed like you didn't know.
No.
I'm gonna tell Mama T. Mama Toe.
Good thing that's not her last name, so.
I'm gonna tell Mama Joe.
Folks, thank you so much for watching this week, Fake Racers Podcast. If you enjoyed any of this, including that last awful joke, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. We appreciate you, as always, for liking, following, subscribing, doing whatever you do to help support us. And we'll see you guys next week on the Fake Racers Podcast.